Well, hello there.
Hello, Kirk. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You look very familiar to me, and I'm pretty sure you're a member of the Fitzgerald Society wearing that T-shirt there. Well, I have some clues that you sent me to sort
Okay.
of guess where you might be. So, your first name is Jonathan.
Yes.
You've told me that enough. Uh, so here's Jonathan's clues. Number one, what's our first clue?
More fleas than the red hot chili peppers.
Oh, music reference there. One for the kids.
No, I can actually attest to this. I got bitten by one the other night. No, it's true. I can actually show you the bite, actually, but never mind. Okay, so two, avoid the carbs. All right, this would be, yeah, um,
We'll have to
the,
explain this one because this is
yeah,
this is a reference that I messed up in my poor spelling. So we'll come
yes,
back
it's,
to
it's,
this.
yeah, the local law enforcement.
There we go. There we
There we
go.
go.
All right. Number three.
And after the grandure's gone.
Oh, that sounds like a reference to Matthew Brookley's famous biography of Fitzgerald. All right. Well, I'm going to stop sharing right there. We'll come back to these in a sec with more pictures, but I'm absolutely baffled who you are and where you are. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us where you're at?
My name is Jonathan Jones. I'm a member of the Scott Fitzgerald Society. I teach here in the beautiful eternal city of Rome, Italy, where Scott Fitzgerald stayed in the early 1920s and also in the winter of 1924, 1925, when he was finishing off and proofreading the copy for The Great Gatsby.
Okay, and I think you are kind of in the geographical center of
Yes,
Fitzgerald. What is that
pretty much.
particular locale you're in?
All right, so this is Piazza di Spagna.
Ah,
What we have here, if I just uh, turn my camera around, if you can see it, is oh, I think you
oh,
can just read that.
okay.
The Keats Shelley Memorial
There
House,
we go.
which
And
uh,
this is an establishment that is mentioned in Tender is the Night as Dick Diver walks this piazza. He goes by this particular place. Now you are standing next to a fairly well known as well sort of tourist attraction there. What are
yeah,
these?
here we have.
What is this called?
This is the Spanish Steps,
Ah,
which actually today with COVID restrictions, you used to be able to sit down on these steps. I'm sure Scott Fitzgerald and Zelda themselves must have sat down here and had a coffee in the 1920s. But today, you can't do that at the minute
oh,
because of our current situation with social distancing and COVID. But yeah,
okay.
beautiful part of Rome.
And
Uh,
this is also mentioned in Tender is the Night, as well as another piece we're going to talk about in a second. And I think you are making your way down to the other side of those stairs toward what's
yeah,
probably the most important building,
yes,
at
I'll
least
just
in
take
that
you over.
particular block.
But here we have 15 Piazza di Spagna, which, if you can see that, I think
Yeah. So this would
this,
have been the, what's the name? What was the name of it in the 1920s?
it was the Hotel del Princes
Okay.
here.
Oh wow,
Um,
you're doing some breaking and entering right there. Don't get
well,
arrested by
I think
the
we'll be okay.
carbon area, as I foolishly called it.
Carabinieri.
Yeah,
So this is just a kind of interior, as you can see.
great. That is actually fabulous. So Fitzgerald stayed here from roughly October 1924 to early 1925, and as you mentioned, this would have been the site where he was uh, rewriting The Great Gatsby and adding
Yes.
a lot of the elements that make it the classic it is. But Jonathan, he did not particularly like Rome, did he?
No, he didn't. which I find, a little bit strange. I think it was partly to do with the season he was here. He was here in the winter, and it's a very different kind of atmosphere that you get in Rome in the winter. It's very wet. It's kind of, damp. You don't really have what you've got here, which is like this really lovely, balmy summer evening. And I think that probably in addition to the fact that, you're also in a kind of historical period where Mussolini's just about to be declared dictator of Italy, and you've got, a very kind of, fascist element establishing itself in the city. There's kind of incidents of violence that are kind of breaking out while he's actually here. So I think, in addition to the fact that he got himself into a bit of a scrape, which he very famously then puts into Tenderness the Night when he has a fight with the local police. If you can see just over there, there's even a van.
Okay. We did not arrange that. Don't get arrested.
No.
I don't want to have to go baby Warren and bail you out there.
No, don't
worry. There is another piece about Rome that many people perhaps aren't familiar with, because it was for many years it was very obscure, and Jim West just included it in the collection Last Kiss. But can you tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll go to the pictures that we've gathered?
Well, yeah, he wrote a piece called The High Cost of Macaroni, in which he kind of satirically, talks about his experience of, paying a little bit too much when he's in restaurants, the way in which Italians kind of, he felt a little bit cheated, at times, I think, by, things like the hotel bills that he was being handed.
They were paying $525 a month in 1924, $25 to stay at that hotel. So that is a pretty pricey amount. But they also went there not realizing it was a holy year. So the tourist prices had skyrocketed. Let's show some pictures, because you did some very cool research where you went and found some photos or some images that I've never seen. Let's get past your clues there. Now, on the right here is a photo of the building that you took on your initial reconnaissance that we sent you on. And on the left here, tell us what we're looking at, because this looks to be some sort of directory or guide.
Yeah, you're looking at a page from a kind of popular tourist guide, the Guida Monacci, which was for the 1924-1925 period, which I located at Sapienza University. It's a really old kind of book now that you have to request to get taken out and, to have a look at.
You had sent me these as well. And these are from the period that the Fitzgeralds were there.
These are kind of two artistic paintings of the Spanish Steps, which would have been how it looked around the time that Scott and Zelda were here. The Spanish Steps, they never really changed, but you can see the kind of the flowers that are being sold there, the different little markets that are being set up outside, the fashions that the people who are being painted in the pictures are wearing. They're kind of contemporary to that whole period when he would have been here. Today, it's very much, like I say, at the moment forbidden to sit down there, and there's no real flower stalls here, although they did used to have kind of at one point in the year flowers all the way up the Spanish Steps. So I think that'll hopefully come back once we're out of
I just want to switch gears a little bit and show some pictures that Tom Adams did for a piece in the Fitzgerald Society newsletter back in 2013. This is the Grand Hotel where Scott and Zelda would have stayed exactly 100 years ago during their first honeymoon trip there. And this is where he claimed he got fleas from, and that they had to move on. Now, this is the hotel that's at the center of Tender as the Night. And tell me again how you pronounce the name of it.
The Quirinale. The Quinale Hotel.
This is where Dick Diver and Rosemary Hoyt hook up, shall we say, in the novel. And again, Tom took these photos so you can see what the bar would have looked like. And in his article, that is on the web, by the way. That's one we've made for free to anybody that wants to look at it. And this is what the lobby would look like. So the other thing we want to mention, there is an article about Fitzgerald in Rome that is as thorough gets by a scholar there that helped Tom take those pictures, Caterino Ricciardi. And if you Google F. Scott Fitzgerald in Rome, this will be the first thing that comes up. One thing that I had forgotten completely that she mentions, that she starts her article with, is that the Beautiful and Dam actually has the patches headed straight for where you're standing right after they win their lawsuit. Yeah. So he clearly, this square was sort of the geographic center of Rome for him, and it really is unfortunate that he did not have a better experience there.
The city has so many places where you can obviously talk about Fitzgerald, as you've been doing tonight, but obviously Keats and Shelley, the Protestant cemetery where Keats is buried. And Shelley also, Byron was here, Goethe was here, so many different writers, Mark Twain.
Jonathan, I hope to see you soon at the next conference.
Yes, you will. Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Kirk. Buonasera.